What is up, folks? Welcome back to another video. I am so glad you guys are joining me today. It's gonna be an epic video, a lot of things going on. In fact, do you guys want to see something cool? Yeah, so my house is absolutely destroyed right now. The floor is literally being torn up right now by this gigantic machine. It's a rideable industrial strength floor scraper, is I think what the guy told me it was called. I'm sure you guys remember about a couple months ago, we had the flooding inside my home. That ruined the entire bottom story flooring of the entire house. Luckily, insurance is paying for it, so no biggie there. But we have to move out of the house. We've already moved out, me and my whole family, for the next 2 weeks while they rip this floor up, put the new floor down, new baseboards, da-da-da-da-da-da. AKA a freaking nightmare. It's just not ideal, but I digress. Obviously, the Green Goblin is no longer here. It has been given away. Thank you guys so much for being patient with me and bearing with me on that one, but I had to go through the legal process and it just took some time. So hang around to the end if you want to see how all that went. Now, as far as today's video goes, recently I spent some time in Dallas, Texas, actually hanging out with our good friend, Lunkers TV, old Rob Turkla. In fact, if you guys want to see a little storage unit video that I was cooking up with me and Rob Turkla out there in Dallas, hit the thumbs up button and let me know in the comment section that you want to see some content like that. Because we did go rip a storage unit together and I did film it, so I got some pretty cool content if you guys want to see it. But while I was out in Dallas, I went ahead and drove 3 hours west out to Rising Star, Texas, which is where L&M Lake and Golf Retreat is located. You guys should know by now, L&M Lake and Golf Retreat is literally my favorite trophy bass lake to fish in the entire world. That's where I love to go. I've been there multiple times. We filmed so many videos out there. We've made so many memories. In fact, I caught my personal best 12-pound largemouth bass at L&M. So, I mean, it's a legendary fishery. But obviously lately it has been faced with some major drought issues, and I've covered it a couple different times on the channel. It got dangerously low about 6 months ago. Just imagine an 80-acre lake shrinking down to 10 acres, which is exactly what happened at L&M. Now, during that drought, Mike, the owner, did lose some trophy bass, unfortunately.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think she's a double digit, but she's probably a 7. She's probably a 7. Another one of my girls. Oh boy, I see another one. That's another 7. That's another 6 or a 7. They're not quite 24 inch. They're not trophy bass, but they would have been in the spring. Maybe a little smaller. Yeah, she's a 5.5 or 6. That's kind of hard for me to look at, people.
But it wasn't all bad news. Surprisingly enough, the oxygen levels at L&M actually stayed in a very healthy range throughout the drought. So a big population of those large bass actually survived it. In an update video about 3 months after that, L&M had received anywhere from 8 to 10 inches of rainwater, runoff, all the things they rely on to keep that lake full. So the water levels were actually on the upswing the last time I was out there. Now fast forward 3 more months and here we are today. L&M has gotten even more rainwater lately, to the point where the lake is almost full again. So now the owner, Mike, is bringing an electro-shocking boat out to L&M so we can figure out once and for all, how's the bass population right now? How many of those gigantic trophy bass that we know were out there survived that entire process? So there's only one way to find out what's going on at L&M. We had to get out in that electro-shocking boat, and Mike, the owner, was actually nice enough to let me get out on the boat with the 2 guys who were operating the boat, one of them being on the team of biologists that actually helps Mike manage this lake. So we're gonna get a lot of good info about this lake, and hopefully we're gonna get some good news. Sit back and relax, enjoy this electro-shocking video, and like I said, hang around to the end if you wanna see the whole Green Goblin giveaway. Let's get into it, boys. Well, fall is finally here. My favorite time of the year. Now, when some people think of fall, they think of a slight chill in the air. When I think about fall, I think about football being back every single weekend. And you can make your weekends even more exciting by joining in on the action with my partners at DraftKings. Right now, new customers who place an initial $5 bet will instantly get $200 worth of bonus bets. That's right, literally all you have to do is download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now for free. Use my promo code LOJO when signing up, place that initial $5 wager on literally anything, and boom, you instantly get that $200 in bonus bets. You can stay in on the action by using those $200 in bonus bets and bet touchdowns. And DraftKings is the place to bet touchdowns. If sports betting is not yet legal in your state, don't worry about it. DraftKings still has you covered with daily fantasy that gives you a shot at cash prizes. Guys, there's a link right at the top of the description. Click that link, do everything I just said. DraftKings has been a long-time sponsor of this channel, and that's because it is a service that I use all the time, and it makes my weekends so much more fun. Guys, download the app, join me out there, have yourself some fun. Now let's get back to the video. There she is. All right, I think we're gonna have to push this boat the rest of the way in. The lake is still kind of low, you know, so the boat ramps are not exactly usable yet.
Ready?
All right, Jordan. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah. Oh, we're good. All right.
Jump.
Oh! I'm on board. Goodbye, friends. I'm gonna report back with some good news really soon. This is so cool. Such a cool apparatus. Every time I see one of these, it's just like the awesomest technology. Also, don't mind the fact that I have one pink toenail. I'm a girl, Dad. Leave me alone. So this is a little onboard live well. This is where the Electro-Shock fish are gonna get temporarily placed long enough to go over there and then measure, weigh, do the length, all that good stuff. Electro-shocking is a great way to kind of figure out the overall health of a particular fish in an ecosystem like this. These guys are gonna be able to pull out, you know, like 50 fish or so from each individual section of the lake. Then they're gonna measure those fish, weigh those fish, kind of look at their health, their overall well-being. Then they put that all together and get a general sense of the entire lake. So I'm really hoping we can electroshock like a double digit today. Mike, the owner, says that happens all the time when they do this, so here's to hoping. Ooh, boy. Let's get him fired up. On a side note, the lake is absolutely fuller than I have seen it in a long time. All the rocks in the dam are completely covered up. That's kind of cool.
This thing, you drop down once you can't see the white, reel it back up, and that's your visibility basically, where the light can pass through.
So you're looking at like every single individual factor that you can that's going to lead to pond health, like fish health. How many fish are you guys going to measure total today, you think?
I think in 2022 they pulled 150 bass survey, so
Yeah.
I think he said he lost a few, so we're hoping good.
Getting her fired up. There's a ton of bait and stuff still flickering around out here. We know the bait population is still okay. We kind of know that already. All right, we got Chase up here on the front. He's gonna be the net man. That super long net right behind him. He's gonna be using that to scoop fish out of the water as they get electroshocked. Got my main man right here operating the boat. Got a little 3-man crew going on. And look at that little Toyatsu. That thing is awesome. So is it shocking right now?
It is shocking right now. But I gotta play with it to find out where they're gonna come up with.
All right, we're shocking. Uh-oh. Oh. The scary part about all this is there is some real concern from the owners and the family that the fish population may have been negatively affected by this drought, and like on a large scale. So the owner's son, Brad, and my good friend Jordan, who's also here from Common Man Outdoors, actually came out here to L&M about a month ago, and they spent an entire day fishing, and they did not catch a single fish. So when you look at it like that, that's an insane statement to make from a lake this good. So you gotta figure there was some negative impact on the bass population from this drought. We still don't know how bad it is though. And I'm holding out hope. I'm optimistic. Uh-oh, we got something. First fish of the day. little bluegill. There are fish in here. Oh, there's a little bluegill. Yeah, I know. We're definitely concerned, man.
Neo is all oxygen, like with the forward. So that's,
Yeah, that's not great. So you guys are gonna scoop any fish that floats up, right? Like bait fish, catfish, like anything, right? Oh, there's more bluegill. Uh-oh, that may have been a bass. How he got away. So when you start off doing a lake like this, like normally by now you would have already had a bunch of bass, like a bunch of small ones, or?
At least more bluegill. I mean, like in this area right here, we should be pulling up at least 3 to 5 inches bluegill.
Yeah, they should be everywhere, right? Yeah, not a great start for sure. This is actually, this cove is named after me right here. This is LOJO Cove, yeah. We've arrived at the infamous LOJO Cove right here on the southeast corner of the lake. And we have not shocked up a bass yet. Not very happy about that.
I've seen one bass.
You've seen one bass so far? One. That was a bass. Was that carp?
Yeah.
Oh, a carp. Whoa. Hey there, big guy. Yeah. Big old common carp. So that's actually a cool find because Mike, the owner, does want all the common carp removed. So that's one less common carp to deal with. Big old joker too. We should have brought our boats, our boat fishing equipment. That would have been fun. Oh my gosh. Got another one. Oh my gosh. Huge fish. Oh, we got a big old shad. Oh, there was a bunch of them. Oh, they're going crazy. They're so resilient to the shocking. Big old threadfin shad right there. We've got a lot of fish variety so far, but still not seeing that right species yet. Another shad. This lake has some of the best shad population I've ever seen. In fact, they have some of the biggest threadfin shad, or gizzard shad, I guess, that I have ever seen. Talking about like 3-pounders, 4-pound shad. Big enough to where the bass can't even eat them. I've never seen LOJO Cove more dead than what we just witnessed. Man, that is really a shame. Gosh. Guys, we just made it through the entirety of LOJO Cove and not a single bass was pulled. That is just a gut punch. We've already covered, I mean, a pretty decent little area. I mean, not a ton of area, but we have covered a lot. No sign of largemouth bass anywhere. Not great, not a great start. Bass? Oh no, he's not in the prop, is he? We just saw our first bass. We lost him. Okay, well there's a sighting at least. Shad. Man. Not cool. I thought for sure as we worked our way through all this super shallow new vegetation that they just got because of the drought, I thought for sure we would encounter a lot more bass in here, and we still have not netted the first bass. kind of sound like a broken record at this point, but I'm more than a little concerned right now. So, I mean, in your experience, what you've seen so far, I mean, what do you make of all this? Would you be concerned, you know, from what you've seen so far, as far as bass health specifically?
Well, as far as everything goes, I mean, it's the bluegill population is extremely low for how big of a lake it is. We should be pulling up. We should already be full of bluegill by now. Not seeing hardly any bass, that's concerning. So it's basically telling me that A, it was overpopulated when it dropped down, and B, I know it's happened all over the state that we have the pond's flipping from a cool rain coming in, and it turns the pond over. So it just drains the oxygen out of the water, which he knows happened. He checked it, and he got 4 to 5 DOs.
So you think we could be looking at like a total kill situation, or like a, you know, a mass kill?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Jeez, man, that is just terrible. So we were just talking about this, and this is crazy what we think is going on. Because last time I was here, I fished some with the owner's son, Brad, and we got topwater blow-ups. So we know for a fact there were bass here back when it was really low. So the bass actually somehow survived the drought itself when the lake drew down. But as the lake filled up so rapidly with cold rainwater, that actually has turned the pond over. It filled up too quickly. The oxygen was diminished at that point to a point where the bass could no longer live. So they survived all of the hardship only to maybe be wiped out by the lake itself refilling. It's just terrible. And also just a crazy process I'm having a hard time wrapping my mind around right now. Oh. He was also telling me that he's seeing a lot of really small, like, not shad, but like guppy-like bait fish that are just kind of out in the open right now. And they would only be out there in the open schooling up if there weren't any predator fish around. So all signs are just pointing to a very negative situation right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can go and pull those up.
Well, I just wish I had better news.
Well, I knew when you guys were out there for an hour, I knew it was bad.
Bluegill, carp, and shad.
Yeah, we saw a couple.
Side of the boat.
Is that from a fish kill, Austin? How come I didn't see that?
So they're not all going to float up. You're also going to have birds coming in getting them. They could have died off a little bit over the summer too. So you should probably still have smaller bass in here, but your bigger bass aren't going to make it.
So the ones that were in here did have a spawn, because I saw the fry.
Yeah. So they well, I can't say they probably made it. I'm not really sure.
So I got to start all over again.
For the most part. Other than bait fish. I mean, you got a good healthy shad population still.
So my bass population is gone.
I just could not, I didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to believe it, even though I knew. I mean, when they said they came out here and fished for hours and didn't catch a single fish, but I just could not wrap my mind around it.
7 to 9 shad. Nine plus, these are shad.
Oh. Dang it, man.
Well, you know, we'll just 3 years we'll get it back.
God,
3 years we'll get it back.
you just did so much work already. You got a bass?
Yeah, I've had
there you
a couple
go.
of those with my cast net.
Yeah.
So that could be from spawner this year, right? Maybe? Yeah?
No,
You don't think?
that's
Last year.
Yeah.
I don't know. It kind of makes sense that maybe all this cold rain is what actually finished them off, maybe? Because if the oxygen was being checked the whole time and it was good the whole time, then it maybe occurred when you got all this influx of water all of a sudden. You know, all this rain, this cold water. He said it's kind of been happening a lot, you know, like it's been a common problem. Yeah, that's the weird part, is that you never really saw them.
Yeah.
So it's like they just disappeared. A crappie.
Yeah.
So we got, I don't know. I feel terrible for Mike. I mean, we've been coming out here for 2 years, you too. And we've really seen this place. It was already an amazing place when we first came out here, but it's just getting better and better every single year. Then this drought happens, and then we think we're through it because we get a bunch of rain and the lake fills back up, or, you know, 80%.
That's all right. You can
And now we've got a giant fish kill, or not we, you know, Mike, but I just hate to see it, man. Yeah, this is a real bummer. We're all just kind of hanging out right now. Everybody's inside. Not good news. Just taking the old four-wheeler on a little rip, little jaunt around the lake. Just kind of contemplating a little bit, thinking about life. And I gotta tell you guys, I am feeling crushed right now. Can only imagine how Mike's feeling. The north side of the lake up here looks crazy. There's tons of water, which wasn't there a few months ago. Just look how tall all the grass has got down there. We're talking about some crazy tall grass. At least we got some water by the dock. That's okay, I guess. Yeah, that water level has come up a whole lot since this boat was just sitting totally out of water on land, which was also not that long ago. During the drought, we were actually riding four-wheelers all out there and like up to this dock we could ride up to, and we were riding all the way down here. All this was just ATV trail for like months. It's just insane that the bass survived all that drought just to turn around and be killed by the very thing that this lake needed the most, which was tons of rainfall in order to fill back up. Mike had a whole conversation with the guys who were operating the electro-fishing truck earlier. Here's a little bit of that.
When you guys started on the dam and you made it halfway down the dam and I didn't see you dip anything, I just started shaking my head.
Yeah.
I told Jordan and them, I said, it's not going to be good.
Basically, due to dissolved oxygen dropping down below 5, it looks like we've lost a good majority, if not 80% or more of the bass population.
It's not a total loss. Maybe there's some little ones in there or something like that, but it's a rebuilding, right? I'm going to have to rebuild.
It's going to be another 4 years.
Yeah. And there's nothing that I could have done about this.
No. The only thing that's possible, but it's just the price is extremely high as a bottom diffusers. That would have helped. It's not a guarantee that it would have.
But a lake this size.
Right. You're going to have to spend a ton, and it's going to be a big project to get bottom diffusers out here.
We're standing on the dam right now, and right down there, you can see that piece of metal sticking up out of the water. And you'll remember when we came here back when it was super low, the lowest we had seen it, you could see all of that metal structure. The entire thing was out of the water. We came and fished it all the time for crappie. Mike has caught several gigantic bass off that piece of structure as well. But now that it's, you know, getting back full again, you know, it's barely sticking out at all. I think Mike said that currently the lake is like at about 80% to full pool. So, you know, one more really good rain and the lake would at least be full with water at that point, which would be great. But the bass population is 80% of it is gone, you know, up to maybe more, you know, who knows. But God, that's so crazy. For all intents and purposes, all of the trophy bass are most certainly gone as well. And the bluegill population was just demolished. The only silver lining, if there was any, was that the shad population was actually really good. You know, some of the gigantic shad have probably died off, but a lot of the medium-sized to small ones are still permeating all throughout the lake. So Mike's got a good bait fish foundation as far as the shad goes. This is one of several boat ramps out here at L&M. I actually was here right after they put this in when it was really low and it was not touching water at all. Like it was way out of the water. And obviously now we got water on the boat ramp. That's pretty cool. Now there's also a wall of vegetation, so that might be a little bit of an issue when launching a boat. But, you know, whatever. At least you got water on the boat ramp. I mean, water level wise, this lake is on the up and up. It's just the sad reality of all the bass potentially being dead that is Yes, they are still going. Yeah, my house is freaking destroyed right now. What can I say? So look, that was not the ending that any of us wanted from L&M. Nothing but bad news, seemingly. In fact, we didn't even film anything else the rest of the day because once we took that electroshock boat ride, our spirits were just in the toilet. Let's just be honest. But I gotta hand it to Mike. The man is an optimist through and through. He just does not let stuff like this get him down. But I mean, what else is there to say? 80 to 90% of the bass population is dead. Probably 100% of the trophy bass are dead. The bait fish population is okay, but it's diminished. And all in all, basically Mike has to start over at L&M. So, get in that comment section, be supportive of Mike and his family. You just hate for bad things to happen to good people. But as Mike says, everything happens for a reason. So maybe something good will come out of this. Now, if you guys are still watching, do not click out yet. We still have the matter of the boat giveaway. Here's that. All right, guys, we are in the truck right now. Got the Green Goblin in tow behind us. We are driving to meet up with the boat giveaway winner. It's a gentleman named Matt, and he's about to become the proud owner, the new owner of the Green Goblin. But we still need to get this boat filled up with gas, cleaned up at a car wash. I'm excited. I'm sure he's excited too. We're almost there, boys. That's our man right there. That's my man's. Let me bring that thing right to him. What's up, man?
What's up, guys?
That's my guy right there.
How are you? Doing
Yes, sir.
all right, man?
Andrew. Yes, sir.
Nice
How
to
are
meet
you?
Man. Good, good, good.
Good.
What's going on, man? Dude, nice to meet you, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Dude,
man.
I see you wearing that Guggen shirt, man.
I wear it all the time.
Where'd you get that from? Do I even have that shirt?
I was about to say, I don't even think I've ever even seen that one.
That's $8.98.
Brother, you're winning right
these
now,
are
man.
comfy, man. Yep,
Dude,
yep.
nice to meet you,
Yes,
man.
sir. Yes, sir.
Congratulations, first of all.
Yes, sir, man.
Man.
Pump, dude.
What are you thinking right now, man?
Loving it, dude.
Here she
I'm ready.
is.
Yep. Man, I've been rolling in John boats on ponds for a little bit. So,
Really?
Yeah. I mean, this
It's going to be a little bit of an upgrade.
This is yacht status. You know what I mean?
Yacht
So,
status. That's what I'm talking about, man. So,
Yep.
have you been following like the boat giveaway and everything?
Yeah,
Like, I'm
man. I
assuming
mean,
so.
we were following it, we were looking, and then you know how you're kind of like, you're going on, you're getting stuff, you're doing stuff, you're like, oh, that's a big prize, but I'm not gonna win anything, bro.
You don't think
I
you're
ain't
gonna
getting
win?
nothing.
Yeah.
And then, boom, I get the email, and I'm like, bro, wait a minute. I said, this is some
You thought it
jacked up. I thought it was some jacked up spam, man.
You thought it was
man,
fake.
I called my wife. I was like, man, look at this email, and I sent her. And she's like, call him. So I'd gotten fired up. I was getting ready to call a number, like,
Don't
for
play
some
with me
spammy
like
guy.
that.
I was like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm ready, bro. And this guy was like, no. And he starts giving me information. I was like, Then I get a message from you, and I'm like, man. I said, bro, what?
and I don't know if you want to talk about this or not, but when I ended up calling you, you were in the hospital.
Yes.
And that completely
Yes.
threw me for a loop because I was like, oh my
Yes.
gosh, are you good? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Diverticulitis. Not a lot of fun. Don't recommend that
So
to
that's
anybody.
a tummy problem.
Yes.
We can launch this thing. I could like walk you through it, kind of like show you where everything is. Okay.
Yep.
Let's do it.
That'll
Let's
work,
get Mr. Matt in here, in the boat, in his new boat. Let's launch this bad boy. So obviously you got Garmin's in the front and the back, and when you flip that main power on, it automatically comes on. Yeah. We're good. Of course, your keys right there.
Yep.
Yes, sir. All right, let's take it for a little rip. What do you say?
Yep. Let's go.
Yeah, look at this. This is interesting, man. This looks really fishy, too. Dude, look at this, Andrew. This is freaking cool, man. This is one of those situations where everything looks so good to fish, you don't know where to go.
Yeah.
Because everything looks good. This is so scenic. Going up underneath this bridge and these trees like this. Look at all this riprap, man. All these rocks, lilies, submerged vegetation. Oh, yeah. Dude, up underneath those trees? Oh my goodness. So to activate the trolling motor battery, trolling motor battery is down here. Okay. It's a lithium. Okay. And your main batteries are underneath this seat.
All right.
Right there, main battery. In fact, this is your main battery charger that's hooked up to this battery charger. So if you want to use trolling motor, this little circuit breaker right here has got to get closed. Yeah, it's powerful too, man. It will throw you off the boat. If you've got it on like 8 or 9 or 10 or something and you just go one direction, it's powerful. I mean, this joker will absolutely do donuts. You know what I mean? So, man, I promise you I didn't do that on purpose. No, just to show you how powerful it was. Do you want to throw, I got a Texas rig worm right there. You could do that. Oh, it's weightless though. I've also got a frog. I've got a frog and a crankbait. So I've got really everything that we could need. Oh man. Fish. And I flipped him so hard I got the line wrapped around my rod. Boom, baby. We're here. All right, we're not gonna get skunked today, baby. I kept seeing topwater blowups right here at this little in-between area underneath this bridge. There he was. Boop. He's a tank. He hit it like a tank. He almost yoinked the old rod out of my hand. This spot looks so good. I am not surprised at all. There's fish stacked seemingly all in here. All right, we just gave Matt the rundown. We went out there, fished a little bit, ran around a little bit. By the way, this is a really sexy looking fishing area. So we got to come back here soon. Dude, I just want to say thank you again for entering the giveaway, and congratulations again. Yes, sir. I'm so glad I got to meet somebody who actually entered this giveaway, and you know, I feel like this is going to somebody who's going to put it to good use.
Yes, sir.
I'm so happy for you, dude. Thank you. Congratulations again. We need to get an update from you maybe in a few months. Maybe call you, or if you guys start catching some fish, take some pictures or something, and I'd love to.
I'll send you the waypoints when I come back.
Yeah, that's he knew where I was getting. I need some waypoints to this lake. If you could figure that out.
Corner, we appreciate it, man.
Thank you to everybody else that entered as well. But the giveaway's officially over. It's a sad day, and a happy day all at the same time.
Yep.
Kind of a bittersweet sight.
It kind of is, dude. I watched you catch your first shark on that.
Dude, in fact, a lot of memories on that boat. But hey, I'm happy to see that thing rolling off with a guy like Matt, a good subscriber, seems like a good guy, got a family, you know. He was telling me kind of some stories, some struggles that he's been having lately. I won't go into all that, it was a personal conversation. But the point being, he really felt like this was kind of the universe recorrecting some of the bad karma he's had lately. I mean, we talked about it. He was in the hospital when he found out that he won. And that was just one of the things that he's facing right now as a human being. So to know that this boat is going to somebody like that, it literally warms my heart. Congratulations to Matt. We're gonna stay in contact with him. Hopefully I get some big fish pictures or videos coming from the Green Goblin with Matt and his family real soon. Well, there's only one problem now. We don't have a boat. And I'm kind of just now realizing that we are just boatless. And when you're a fisherman, it feels like you're homeless, you know?
Yeah.
Like you've got nothing to get you out there. Get in the comment section, let me know what we should do for our next boat.